Flosstube, it's Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche. I'm back for my 21st video. Today is July 8th. It's almost 8 o'clock in the evening. I've spent most of the day cross-stitching and watching Flosstube, but I wanted to get a video posted. I'm going to be on campus tomorrow, so I can post this while I'm on campus. But I wanted to get a video posted because I've got a lot of stuff to share. I've had some finishes, I've got some new plans for July, and I just wanted to kind of share that with everyone. I was talking to a friend about our videos, and I was saying, I should use the approach you're supposed to use in education, where you list your objectives and you talk about your outcomes, and I get that from faculty that I work with in the professional development. They're, well, what's the difference? And I'm like, well, objectives are what you're supposed to do, deliver content, what concepts are you supposed to cover that day, and your outcomes are what your students are going to do. How are they going to perform on assessments? How are you going to demonstrate that? So I'm going to list my objectives. My objectives are to talk about a life update, and then to talk about cross-stitching and my love of cross-stitching. And I'll do that first by talking about my finishes, my successes, and then I'll share my plans for the next week, and then I'll also talk about the retreat. And finally, one of the things I want to talk about, which I normally don't spend very much time on, is a shop update. So I've got a couple of interesting things that are happening in the shop, so I just want to share those with you. So those are my objectives, the things I'm going to cover. Or people can kind of think of those as kind of the different parts of the video, the different segments of the video. My outcomes are what the viewers will do, and I'm hoping you'll enjoy the video and you'll demonstrate your enjoyment by subscribing, leaving a thumbs up, and leaving comments. That's what I'm hoping. All right, so life update. Semester's over. I had a great team that I worked with this semester. I didn't have to teach the lecture. We had an adjunct faculty teach the lecture, and she was great. And had great TAs that handled the lab. And I was able to get all the grades submitted when I needed to because they did everything I asked them to do. Even the students were great. Usually you have one or two students that are going to argue with you about a point or so, especially with the TAs. They think that they can convince you the TAs didn't do their job. I had one student contact me about some online work that she swore that she completed, and I just sent her a screenshot from the website showing it wasn't there, and she just emailed me back and said, oh, I'm sorry, I guess I just forgot. And I'm like, thank you, that is so nice. You don't normally get that. So semester ended well. I'm still doing the professional development. The group that I'm working with, they have 3 more modules for the summer. We've made it through the worst part. The worst part of this session that we're going through are the learning outcomes. Aligning assessments and everything. It gets very overwhelming, and they made it through it, and they actually enjoyed it, so good for them. Other things, my husband is having surgery on Wednesday, so that's going to be a long day. It's nothing major. It's just some issues he's had. He was in the Marine Corps, and he did martial arts for years, and so we're still dealing with all the kind of repercussions of that. So he's had hand surgery, hip surgery, knee surgery, and now we're just going with that. So hopefully it's an outpatient procedure, so hopefully it won't be too bad. But poor thing, I keep joking with him that he's kind of getting to the point where if he was a car, he'd be considered totaled. So, but I love him. I didn't want to trade him in anyway. Don't want to have to go through all that training again. But the other thing I want to talk about, and it's not really a life update, but it's about life. And I was just watching Bendy Stitchy, Michelle Garrett's video that she posted today. It was a Stitch With Me video, and I usually don't watch those because I like to see people's faces. I don't know, it's my thing. But I watched this one because she's been on vacation. And in the video, she was talking about a vacation that she and her family were planning, and that they were thinking about going to Dinosaur National Monument in Utah. And it made me laugh so much because my absolute favorite family vacation photo I've ever taken in my life was taken at Dinosaur National Monument. I will insert a picture of that here. That is my husband and our 2 boys. And you can see that one boy seems to be enjoying himself and the other one does not. The one that does not seem to be enjoying himself is Nicholas. Now that was taken in 2007, so he would have been 9 years old in that picture. My older son would have been, 2007. He was actually 8 years old in that picture because it was before his birthday. And my older son would be 12 or 13. We went to Dinosaur National Monument, and my husband was all excited because he had been there before when he was doing his geology school, field school. And we got there a little later than we needed to. It was later in the day, and so it was getting hotter. But we were going to go see this thing that he wanted us to see, which was a fossil that was still in the mountain, in the rock. Maybe not a mountain, but in the rock. So we get our water, not enough, but our water, and we start trekking through the desert to go see this fossil. And we climb up this rock, and the fossil about this big. And my younger son and I we look at each other, and my younger son literally goes, "That's it?" My husband's like, "It's a real fossil." He's like, "It looks like a chicken bone." I'm like, "Stop it." And then we went down the mountain or rock and trekked through more desert, and we got almost to the end. At that point that picture was taken, it was that we were at the end. And I'm like, "Wait, I want to take a picture of you guys." And then you can see, families, what I'm talking about. There's always one that's not going to enjoy what's going on. But I post that picture probably once a year on Facebook. That's my absolute favorite family photo, or vacation photo. And I was just showing it to my older son. I said, "Look, I'm putting this on Flosstube. I hope you will get over it." Not that he minded, but he's like, "No, isn't that when we almost fell off that cliff?" I'm like, "I don't remember that, but I love that picture." So, Michelle, there's just to let you know, plan wisely about, water and the temperature. And you were talking about that, actually, about the temperature. So over it, not that he minded, but he's like, "No, isn't that when we almost fell off that cliff?" I'm like, "I don't remember that, but I love that picture." So, Michelle, there's just to let you know, plan wisely about, water and the temperature. And you were talking about that, actually, about the temperature. So that's life update. What was that? My camera's doing some strange things. I'll edit that out. So the other thing, just the chickens are doing great. We got them now in the garden. We got them in their little chicken pen, and then we let them out during the day. So they get to roam outside of the pen for the first time this week, and they've done really well. Of course, we have storms every afternoon, and it's been a struggle to get them into the pen right before it starts to rain. And Sally tries to help me, and sometimes she's more of a burden than help, but I try to let her help me because she loves the chickens, and they do not mind her at all. It's funny because they're still small enough that they can walk under her, and so she'll just stand there, and there's just like 3 or 4 chickens that will just come right up to us and walk on under her, and everything is kind of cute to watch. I'll try to get a video in the morning, and I'm not going to post this until tomorrow, so if I can get a video of them in the morning, I'll post it on the end of this. Well, let's get to some cross stitching. So I have had some finishes, and I've got some plans. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, I do need to make one announcement. So in my 18th video, I did 2 giveaways. And the giveaway for the Christmas at Hollyberry Farm, the winner was Regina Thompson, but I haven't heard from her. So Regina, if you're watching this, comment on the video. I'll also have my email address in the description box, so just send me an email so I can get this to you. Or you can you can contact me through my Jen's Stitching Niche on Etsy or at Jen's Stitching Niche on Instagram. But this is yours with the linen if you contact me. If I don't hear from Regina by my next video, I'm just going to do another drawing and send that to someone else. So the other winner has received her package and has contacted me. So, all right, so that was the last update. Now, what I'm going to do first is talk about my finishes, because in June, my plan was to be monogamous, where I would stitch on one project until I finished it. And I had a lot of finishes. So I showed 11 of those during my June videos, and even after those videos I still had some other finishes. So, and right into July. So I've got about 4 or 5 finishes to share with you. So let's see. I'll show you the one I finished today. Today is Sunday, so I'm doing the Santa Sunday stitch along on Instagram, and I got up this morning, pulled this out, and finished it. I had the Santa Claus pretty much done, and all I had to do with all these little houses, put on his socks, and then the words. But I just think this turned out adorable. This is Picture This Plus Barnwood, I believe. It's 32 count, and I think it looks great on this. The colors look wonderful. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to make this into a pillow or something. I'm not going to frame it, but I'm going to finish it. Maybe do a Priscilla finish on it, or maybe a Vanna flat fold. I don't know. I could do a big tag finish and make it a big ornament. I don't know. I'll think about it. So that's a finish. Another finish was one of my Mania starts from 2017. This is Madame Cottontail from Brenda Gervais. And I didn't iron it, sorry. But there she is. She's so cute. And I'm going to finish this the same way that's in the instructions. I'm going to do one of these little pockets. So that's a number 2 finish. Number 3 was Blue Belschnickel. So this is Not Forgotten Farm. I do not have this in my shop. I do have the Madame Cottontail, and I do have the I've got Santa Claus from Birds of a Feather. This is from Birds of a Feather, I'm sorry. I'm sold out of it right now, but I've got it on order. But this one I can't get. But you can get her charts from other LNSs or from her directly. So Not Forgotten Farm. I love this. I became obsessed with this one when I saw it online, and I wanted it because it reminded me of an episode of The Office where Dwight Schrute's dressed up as Belschnickel, and I found it, and I finished him. Isn't he handsome? This is stitched on 32 count pecan pie from Silk Weaver, and it's just DMC. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably do this as a pillow finish. All right, so that's 3 finishes. My 4th finish is Hip Hop, by Lizzie Kate. So I picked this kit up at one of Katrina's retreats, and it's got everything to finish it. And it came with it came with the linen. And I just provided the thread. So it's a mixture of different threads. If I didn't have the called for, I used DMC or substituted something else. But there they are. Super cute. And I'll just finish it as the pillow since I have all the supplies to do so. So that's my 4th finish. I have a 5th finish, but that's got to wait for the shop update. So I'll show you that when we get to that point. All right, so those are my finishes. They're all FOs. Hopefully I'll have some FFOs to share soon. My plans for July. So I like when everybody does these kind of theme plans. So I was thinking, what am I going to do for July? I'm like, I'm going to do Oh Say Can You Sal. In other words, I'm going to do stitch-alongs in July. And on Instagram, there's lots of different day stitch-alongs. So I went to Priscilla and Chelsea's video and looked at their description boxes, and they put all of the hashtags for the different stitch-alongs that they're involved in. And I like the idea of doing the daily stitch-along, so I went through and found those. And so my plans are to participate in the Santa Sundays, the Merry Mondays, Witchy Wednesdays, Fall Fridays, and then on Saturdays, it's either going to be the Stars and Stripes Saturday or Sampler Saturday, because I'm going to run out of Stars and Stripes, I think, I hope. So that's my plan. So I've done that for a week, and I'll show you the progress that I've made. And I'm just, whatever I picked out this past week, I'm going to continue until I finish that. So some of these I won't finish. Others I will. So like last week was Santa Sunday, and I stitched on, what did I stitch on? Oh, I was stitching on the Bellschnickel, and I finished him. And then today, Sunday, I stitched on the Santa Claus from Birds of a Feather. And then my other one, because I'm continuing to stitch on it, today and tonight, I'm going to finish working on this. So this is AB Designs from Amy Brecken. It's Be Merry. And where is that? I just had it. Oh, here it is. And this is my progress so far. So I'm worked on all of this morning. So I just have to put his hand in here. I have a snowflake here, and then just the sign down here. And then I have to go back and do some back stitching. So you can see his hand and that snowflake right below his, right above the B, and then that little sign. So I'll work on that. I'm not going to finish it today, but this will be my Santa Sunday next Sunday as well. All right. For Monday is Merry Monday, and that's a Christmas theme. So I have, it's a big one, the Christmas garden piece from Blackbird Design. So that's my progress. And I worked on this Monday and Tuesday of last week and got a page finished. There's 4 pages to this, I believe. And I finished the page here and started working on the next one below it. So this part right here is on the 2nd page. Maybe there's 6 pages. And I'm adding our initials of my family. So that's my husband. HGR is my husband. And I love this. I'm using the Call For threads, but I'm stitching this on this pecan pie from Silk Weaver. So that's my progress. I'll work on this on Monday, and I'll work on it on Tuesday of this week. So hopefully next time I have a video, I'll have even more progress. I see my pup right there, Sally. All right, so that's Merry Monday, and then carries over to Tuesday. Wednesday is Witchy Wednesday. And I was on Instagram looking around before I picked out which one I was going to do. And I saw a group of Instagrammers that were doing a stitch along of one of my projects I currently have. And I'm like, I'll do two birds with one stone. So this is my project for Witchy Wednesday until it's finished. October 31st by Brenda Gervais. Just love that. Love it, love it. Got this out, and I had substituted a silk for the tree trunks. I couldn't remember what it was, but I figured it out. So this is my progress. So I've got the first 2 pages done. I just have the bottom 2 pages to do. That's Witchy Wednesday. Okay. And I'll also stitch on that on Thursdays, because there's no stitch along hashtag for Thursdays. Fall Fridays, I'm working on 3 pumpkins from Prairie Grove Peddler. Is that the name? Oh, what's the name? Yeah, Prairie Grove Peddler. So I've stitched the small and the medium pumpkins, and I'm just going to work on the large pumpkin. So there are 5 panels, and I've finished 2 of the 5 panels. I have no idea what this fabric is. It's just out of my stash, and my computer's doing weird things. And I will hopefully finish that soon. Doesn't take very long. And then Stars and Stripes Saturday. Stars and Stripes Saturday, I went through my whips to look at any patriotic things, and I thought I had lots of them, but apparently I don't have as many, or I finished the ones that I thought I had. So I did find, if I can find the picture. No. Where's the picture? Here it is. Country Cottage Needleworks July Cottage from the Cottage of the Month. And I'm stitching this on 32 count Cinnabar. And that's my progress. I stitched on that yesterday. So I'll stitch on this next Saturday as well. Hopefully I'll get a finish. So that's my plans for this week. And then I'm going to carry that over until I get these projects finished. Now, if I finish that cottage this next week, I'm just going to add a sampler for the last 2 Saturdays of the month. All right. The next thing on the list is the retreat. So I went to a retreat, one of Katrina Boyd's retreats in Franklin, Tennessee, and we had the best time. Katrina does a great job. We just stitch. And there was a great group of people. You know, we met a lot of really nice people. A couple of people that I knew. I haven't ever met them, but we've messaged back and forth either through Instagram or Facebook. I met another Mississippi stitcher, Mary, who is also a biologist. She teaches micro, so that's more than I can handle. I'm not a micro person. She's impressive. Smart lady. She was funny, but we were talking about she's definitely a micro person. She knows a lot of things. She's a smart lady. So it was really nice to meet Mary. And Kim from Tennessee also spent some time with us. We went to eat quite a bit. There were some younger stitchers there. So Ryan and Sarah, it was great to meet them as well. We had a good time. It was a really good group of people to interact with. So we had some fun at that retreat. On our way up there, we went by Cross Stitch Peddler, which those of you who've watched my videos know I love to go to Cross Stitch Peddler. I told Marlene that she was my local needlework store. It's about a 4-hour drive to get there, but I enjoyed it. So I did get some haul. Let's see. I got fabric for one of the little Just Nan, the newest Just Nan mouse kits. I got Colonial Christmas Sampler and Pin Keep from Stacy Nash Primitives because I love this down here. And I don't have this in my shop. I got Just Nan Gingerbread Mrs. Santa Mouse because I don't think I have her. And I don't carry Just Nan either. So I get all of my mice, these kits from Cross Stitch Peddler. And then I also got this. This is Indigo Lane. So I bought these at market and I sold them all and I didn't have any. And I asked Brenda, I didn't ask Brenda. I asked Marlene, I said, do you have one? She goes, yeah, I have one left. I was like, all right. And then I got home last weekend and checked Hoffman and they're now available. So I'll be able to carry these again in my shop. But I do have one now. That's mine. Plus I like supporting my local needlework store. And then this was another one of these Just Nan. This is the Cloverleaf's Bunny Bungalow. So I love these things. It's got a little bunny in it. And it comes with everything. So that was my haul from Cross Stitch Peddler. Again, it's in Decatur, Alabama. Great shop, great lady. You should go and visit with her. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about are the shop updates. And again, I don't like to spend too much time on my videos talking about my shop, though I do talk about my shop, but I don't want it to be too overwhelming because I got into Flosstube because of the community and the fact that there's so much fun being able to share this with other people who are very similar and like the craft. But I do have an online shop and I do want to share some of the exciting things that I'm doing because I'm trying to do some different things. It's summertime and I have a little more time to be creative. And so a few things that I wanted to share is number one, there's something that I haven't talked about before and I don't know how many people are aware of these. These are from Jeanette Douglas, who I love her designs. These are called Pattern Pretties. Each one of these, she has 19 of these, and I have all but one of them in my shop, come with the pattern. It's satin stitch in different design patterns, and you just do the whole thing and make a little pin pillow. Gives you a chance to practice that satin stitch. but it comes with the floss and the finishing fabric. So you just provide your own linen and I'll put it together. And I think that's so pretty. And she has them in all kinds of different colors. It's just really pretty. So if you're interested in those are in my shop as well. Just look under Jeanette Douglas. I want to start this, but you heard my plans earlier. I'm trying not to start anything until I get my whip count way down. I'm at like 96 now. I miscounted last time, but it's going down. All right, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. If you watched Kitten Stitcher, she mentioned that she's repackaged the Fractor Bird kits, and I have those in stock if you're interested in those. And then the last two things are just things that I've done based on advice from people, comments from people, and just some of the things I've heard from people at stitching retreats. So one thing is I love thread drops. That's how I organize my threads, especially my fancy floss. And I can't find, or I don't purchase the thread drops. I can't get them in my shop. And so, a lot of us have talked about making our own. And I started making these about a year ago, started making thread drops and giving them away as gifts or just having them in, my own stash. And I've had people at retreats ask me if I would sell them. And so finally I've decided, yeah, I can do that. And now that I've got time to make them in large enough quantities, I can do that. So these are the thread drops that I make. They're nice size and they're just, different themes. So like this would be a garden theme. And I'm going to have these packaged in sets of 20. That comes with a 3-inch ring. So it's these loose leaf rings, but it's going to be a 3-inch ring. So it gives you more space. But I'm going to sell them in packs of 20. And I'll have them in different themes. So like this would be a garden theme. I've got peacocks. I've got transportation. Just different things. So you can see those. Probably by the time this video is posted, I'll have some of those listed. And then the back is just, it's a pretty print that you can write on, or I like label makers. I thought I saw my label maker up here, but I've just put labels on these with the color of the thread. So those will be available in my shop. And then the other thing is a little finishing kit or a little supply kit. So a group of us were discussing things and about how it would be neat to get some exclusives. And I contacted Gentle Arts and talked to the people there, and I was able to get them to allow me to offer a floss set that would be exclusive to my shop. It's 3 colors, and these colors are based on chicken breeds. So these are the 3 colors. They're limited edition, and they're only going to be available through my shop because I have purchased all of them. This reddish brown is called Rhode Island Red. This is Buff Orpington. It's a golden color. And then this last one, which is kind of a grayish brown, is called Barnenvelder. So those are 3 different chicken breeds. I'm packaging this together with some linen that I dyed myself as well. So this is my take on dyeing fabric. I dyed 32 count linen and 16 count Aida. And it's a creamy peachy brown with darker orange brown and blue, which kind of remind me of chicken egg colors. So you can purchase a cut of the Aida or the linen, a 9x9 cut that comes with the 3 threads. And it comes with a finishing fabric that's a chicken themed finishing fabric that's either in brown, cream, or this golden color. And these are just random. I'm not setting it up differently. You'll get one of the 3 just random. And to make it even more exciting, it also comes with currently exclusive Jabco buttons. These are eggs that I have not been offered before. They have the little brown egg buttons, but I wanted a creamy white one. And Teresa and I were talking about it. She actually called Cecile and said, hey, Jennifer wants to do this. What do you think? And she's like, just tell her to send me the information and I'll see what I can do. And she was able to make me a kind of creamy white egg. And when I emailed her, I said, but can you make a kind of the teal blue egg, kind of the Martha Stewart? I sent her a DMC color and she did it. I don't see if it's not showing up so great, but you'll get these 2 buttons as well. So the kit comes packaged with the linen or the Aida, a 9x9 cut, a 9x9 cut of finishing fabrics, the 2 Jabco button eggs, and these 3 limited edition threads, all packaged together for $16.25. So Jen's Stitching Niche if you're interested in that. One other thing it comes with is when we were talking about this, you know, I'm like, well, what if, you know, that's great, but what if they want to stitch something on it? You know, what do I do? You know, that sometimes it's fun to get these, but what do you use them for? And several people are like, they'll figure it out, don't worry about it. I'm like, well, I'll just design something. That'll be easy. So I mulled this over while I was waiting for everything to come in, and I did come up with a little goofy design. So if you're on Instagram, you've seen this. So this also will come packaged with it. Of course, you don't have to stitch this, but this is something that uses the 3 colors of thread, uses the linen, and then you can just place your little eggs. I was telling my brother-in-law I would probably place them on this side because it may be a little too provocative to place them back here, but then it's just a little, says, hey, chickie. I thought it was cute. So this is my very first design. I think it turned out cute. Those little fat legs. So that all comes together for $16.25. It's been on my, I posted on Instagram back on Friday, but if you're interested, just go check it out. I will be posting also the threads alone. So you can purchase a pack of the 3 threads if you're just interested in the threads as well. And then probably we'll post cuts of the linen as well. But those are my shop exclusives. I hope you are interested. And you can just visit me at Jen's Stitching Niche. Thanks. Okay, so thank you for hanging out with me for the past 30-something minutes. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the progress, all of the finishes, and the shop update. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I've gotten better about responding. Again, this past semester was crazy, so I wasn't able to keep up with all my comments, and I've done much better these past 2 videos. So I appreciate all of the responses, and also very sweet comments for my sister on the last video. She's really excited, and she is going to make her own video. So thank you very much for being supportive to her for that. And again, if you have any questions, just leave a comment below, and I will make sure in the description box to leave a list of the different hashtags and the links to my shop and other things that I've talked about. Thanks for visiting, and I'll see you soon. There he is. There's our rooster that we're not supposed to have. All right. Hey, I just wanted to add one more clip before I posted the video. I'm in a different spot. This is my stitching area. So right over there is my television that I watch on my Flosstube. And this actually is a sampler that Teresa stitched for me. It's Blackbird Designs Maria Selby Humphrey. It's really pretty. This is one of our exchanges. Ooh, look who's sneaking down that's our most feral cat. That's Josie. She's not very nice. She's nice to me, but she's not nice to very many other people. Okay, that distracted me. Sorry. So, the reason I wanted to add this clip is before we went to the retreat, we went by and picked up Lisha, our friend who goes to retreats with us. She was on my market video with my sister Bridget, and she surprised me with a gift. And I have to show you because it's so cute. It is Cogburn. Isn't he adorable? I don't know the name of this yarn, but it is the softest stuff. I love this little thing. But he was our mascot at the retreat, and he's got the cutest little tail. But isn't that adorable? So thank you, Lisha. I love him. So cute. I'll link her shop below if you're interested.